Morning. It's Saturday. We're not really working today, but I had to bring the boys down to ride with Grandpa. He's working these tile lines down. I thought I'd show you how this ripper works. Or chisel. It's chisel plow. So yeah, he doesn't even have the disc gangs hardly in the ground, but we're just trying to level stuff off, and his drag's doing a pretty good job just knocking the ridges down. And you get bumps like that, but those shanks can really leave some ridges if you don't have something behind it to level them off. So looks real good. All right, see you Monday. Good morning. Welcome back. It's raining. It's raining. It's a good thing. We've had about a half inch this morning. We're sitting in good shape, but I don't know what we're going to do today now. I am running to town to get some stuff for a little project we're going to try and work on this afternoon. Dad wanted to get tobacco, so I dropped him off here. It wasn't raining really when we left the farm, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we can see it. It's raining down here, and that's not so bad. But another line going to come through, and then I think we're out of the rain for at least for a few hours. All right, been doing a little more computer work while it's been raining here this morning. It is time to figure out plans for next, right? So my crop consultant is asking for a crop plan, what fields are going to get planted to what crop, so that they can make the proper fertilizer recommendations. So for the most part, we do a straight rotation, and that's pretty easy to figure out. Our acre split gets a little bit off balance if we do that exactly this year because of the way that things worked out. So we're maybe going to do one field of corn on corn, but we don't usually do very much of that. We're on a corn bean wheat rotation, but the wheat, we don't plant near as many acres. So usually it's corn beans, wheat, something like that. But we're going to plant a bunch of wheat down to Berkey this fall, which we've not done for a while, and that throws other stuff off and just balance of things. So figuring that out, and once you have that figured out, it's also seed order time. And so I'm working on putting together a seed order to the best of my knowledge of what we're going to have. We are 100% Golden Harvest because I sell that, and that's worked really, really well for us for the last 12 plus years now. 13, 14 years we've been planting Golden Harvest, and anytime I've done side-by-sides and stuff in the past, it's just not worth it for me to plant something that hasn't performed as well, costs more, and they don't pay me to sell it. That's basically the way it's worked out. So we're working on that, but seed prices are expensive. They're really, really expensive. So we're just trying to figure all of that stuff out. So anyway, I'm going to run to town. I need to get a few things, some stuff to work on, some things. And when we get back this afternoon, we're going to work on our fertilizer tanks out there, getting those doors put back on, because we also have fertilizer coming, which is also expensive. We spend a lot of money in the fall of the year, a lot of money. Okay, I'm back. We had to go buy some insulation. I'm trying to work in my garage and getting that ready for winter. But we need to get our lids back on our fertilizer tanks. So we're going to work on that today. There's one of them sitting over here. Kind of had Brock clean it up the other day. It's been a couple of weeks ago now. He kind of did and kind of didn't. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up a little better. Dad had put a coating on here, but basically where the gasket sits, I want it to be clean bare metal. We're going to put some sealant on there, and then we've got our new gaskets in the box over there. So we've got 3 of them to do. Might as well start with this one. We'll throw it up here on the table and get the wire wheel out, clean it up good. Should paint the other side where we cleaned it up. It's exposed, and get them ready. Won't take much. All right, that ought to work. We got it cleaned up pretty good. There's a little pitting to it, nothing too bad. I didn't take all that coating off the center because, well, it might help protect it a little bit. I don't know. It isn't hurting it anyway. So we're going to take our wire brush out and clean up the flange on the tank side, and then we'll worry about getting this one put on.
Okay, well, now we got to clean up this side of it, and this is our 28 tank, 28% liquid nitrogen. We didn't actually clean this one out because it wasn't very dirty. There's no sludgy stuff on there. Yeah, it's a little rusty and stuff, and there's some chunks floating in it, but we do have filters on everything that we run any of this stuff through, so it'll get all those chunks filtered out before it would plug anything up. But we're just cleaning up this flange here. We got part of it done so that we can get that gasket and get a good seal and get the lid back on. There's the lid for this one. We gotta take that one in and get it cleaned up too. Yeah, I forgot I was gonna paint this. So we've got some rust coat enamel, spray paint. We'll throw a coat on. All right, well, there's that one. That stuff doesn't take too long to dry, so although it's super humid out today, I'm sweating just standing in here shaking a paint can. But I'm gonna go get one of the other lids, and they're too heavy for me to carry because I'm lazy, so we're gonna take the gator over there and bring it back to the shop. It's heavy. Clean it up. While I'm bringing stuff out here to get ready to install this lid, I bought new bolts, and I was carrying them in the bag of nuts. Came open. So now they're scattered all over and down there. Dang it. Well, there was supposed to be 50 in there. I counted 49 that I found, so I either lost one, I'm blind and can't find it, or they miscounted. Something like that. So okay, so we've got to put the lid on here and we've got to seal this up. There's 48 bolts around there. Here is our lid. Here is our gasket. However, we had some rust from stuff seeping in here before, and so Dad said, why don't we coat it with some gasket maker stuff, sealant. So we were going to put a coat of this on, high-tech gasket sealant, and I use this stuff a lot on like these fittings. Sometimes not the hose barbs, or not the threads, but the hose barbs. I'll coat those and then slide the hose on there. It seems to seal them up pretty well. And so we're gonna coat this. We're gonna put the gasket on. We're gonna either coat the back side of the gasket or the inside of the lid, one of the two, and then we'll get it bolted up there. Okay, well, there's the lid side of it. This stuff is super sticky and purple and stains your hands, and try not to get it everywhere. Okay, well, we're getting there. We got it in place. I screwed up the paint on my lid, but it's fine. It's fine. It's just a tank. It's not a big deal. These bolts are the same as what we took out, but we could have used a bigger bolt. They're half-inch. They're half-inch bolts, grade 8s. They'll be fine. Could have used the 5/8. Would have fit just fine. But I suppose that's all right because this is what was in there. So there's 48 of them. I'm working on getting them all put in. Now we tighten. They're tight. I think we're about to lose our humidity. We're gonna watch it. Super light, super dark. Oh yeah. Blue skies, and there comes the cold front. Alright, I'm gonna get rained on. We're gonna watch it from the shop. Well, maybe it's not gonna rain. It got real windy for a minute, but clouds are blowing through and it's not really raining. I mean, not that we really need it. Light to the west now. Ha! Weird.
Oh, on a side note, we did just get our map from the airplane that flew our irrigated field, so you can see that they did in fact fly it. Mostly went across the rows, north and south, except for these little rows back here. They went on a little bit of an angle, so it did get done. I'm happy to see that and what they put on, and yeah, it was expensive, but it got done. Well, there's a little bit of rain, not much. Rylan came after school, right before it started raining. Anyway, we are getting a little bit out of this. I don't think it's going to add up to very much. What's the problem? What?
It's wet.
What's wet? Your back?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He crawled on my back because he needed me to carry him to the truck because it was raining, but little did he know he acted like an umbrella. Anyway, we're going home. Thanks for watching today. Hit that like and subscribe button.
How will you carry?
Brock should be around tomorrow. We'll keep working on those tanks. I'm going to probably work in my seed warehouse. We got to get a seed trader fired up this week, so we got to start getting that around. So anyway, hit that like and subscribe button. Questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you tomorrow.
You're being.
I know. Well, it got done raining and the wind quit blowing, so we thought we better drive around and take a look at some crops. Plus, neighbor texted me saying, "Is my corn flat?" So we got to go look. The beans seem to be taking it worse. They're leaning pretty good there, which they'll be fine. They'll pop back up. They're just kind of leaning on each other, but they're definitely shorter than they were a couple hours ago. Our corn over here on the other side of the road seems to be standing just fine. Most of the corn looks to be in good shape.